how people say their kids are their legacy. And to me, that's not true for two reasons. What is up, y'all? What is good? What's happening? My name is Lex Javon, whatever you want to call me, or you can just call me the homie. If you're new here, what's up? Welcome. If you've been here, what's happening? Welcome back. The other day, I was thinking, as I always do, I was thinking about my life and what it is that I want to leave. The importance of what it is that I'm doing right now in order to leave something. Also, side note, while I'm looking for my lotion, last night I had a dream. I had a dream that I was at this parade. Not only was I at the parade, I was in the parade. And guess what I was doing? I was dressed up like Mickey Mouse. Like, I had the Mickey Mouse costume on. It was like if I could find a picture, I'll show y'all. But when I went to Disneyland a couple years ago, I was dressed like Mickey Mouse when he had a blue, I guess it's like an admiral type of situation. It was nice. I even had like the Mickey Mouse head on. But it was weird because I'm like, what? And one of my homeboys, he was there and he was giddy. I'm like, bro, you don't even know I'm Mickey Mouse. He all smiling, looking at Mickey. I'm like, all right, enjoy yourself, man. Enjoy yourself, brother. But anyway, I had to get that out before I forgot. I was thinking about speaking of legacy, I was thinking about my legacy and what it is that I want to leave. And I had two thoughts, of course. One thought was how people say their kids are their legacy. And to me, that's not true for two reasons. Number one, if you have a kid and that kid grows up to be something that you did not instill for them to be, like a mass murderer or a rapist or just an awful, mean individual, like, personally, I wouldn't be like, this is a part of my legacy, because it's not. Forget that. You're not a part of what it is that I foresaw for you. No, thank you. One. Two, by definition, because I know I like my definitions. By definition, a legacy is money, property, or intangible value, like traditions or reputation, passed down from ancestors, predecessors, or the past. Represents the lasting impact, memories, or impact a person leaves behind, often shaping future generations, or represents an older established system. With having that definition, your legacy is what it is that you did and how it's effective for other people. Now, even with legacy, you can look at legacy as being a positive and a negative, because really it is a legacy of good, a legacy of evil or bad. Jeffrey Dahmer, need I say more? That was his legacy. But if you were to, I'm assuming, ask his parents, like, did you raise him to be this individual? They're going to say no, because who would raise such an individual to behave in that manner and partake in the things that they partook in? But on the flip side, Kobe had a legacy of being one of the most amazing basketball players, father, husband. That's just who he was. That was his legacy. That was what people remember him as. The things that he was able to pass on to not only his kids, but other people's kids, being a role model and whatnot. Camps and just giving back to his own community. That was his legacy. Nipsey Hussle. I don't know why I was about to say Roger Rabbit. I be tripping sometimes, y'all. Ignore me. Good movie, by the way. Oh, fun fact. Did you know that was the only time that different characters in different universes actually came together and collided? Harriet Tubman, Garrett Morgan created the stoplight. Like, without that legacy, without that one idea of an individual who said, you know what could make life better, people more safe? If we had a stoplight. I don't even know if he called it that. Or he might just call it that because, like, simple, like, stoplight, or a light that stops. Instead of somebody having to stand out there and, all right, your turn. All right, hey, where are you going? Did I just tell you to go? No, exactly. Not your turn. You, come on. You, wait, hold on, come on. All right, your turn. Where are you going? And it's a whole lot more safer when somebody's not standing there and you got a light. Also, I want to say that because I'm also trying to figure out my own purpose. I think I have multiple purposes. I don't have just one purpose that is actually tied to my legacy. I'm trying to find what your actual purpose is to understand what your legacy will be. The definition of purpose is the reason for which something exists, is done, or is created, representing an intended goal, aim, or result. Denotes a why. What is your why? What is the reason for what it is that you do? And it can't be, oh, I just want a bunch of money. It could, it could be. However, beyond that and past that, because I think your legacy should be an impact, like it says right here, it should be an impact of others. What can I do for other people? Because if you just think about self, how does that honor what it is that you were actually given? Like I said, legacy can be good or bad. So let's focus on the good. Because why not? If you want a good legacy, what it is that you could pass on to anybody else should be, how can I help? What abilities do I actually have that I can help? Whether it's on a large scale or a small scale. You don't have to have $1 million to help people. You can have about $20. You can be somebody that helps feed the neighborhood when people are down and need it. You could be somebody that comes by on a Saturday afternoon and passes out ice cream to the kids. You now became the ice cream man. That's probably how the ice cream man became about. I don't know. I feel like it might be like some weird history about that. But we're going to keep it light. We're going to keep it positive. Somebody decided they wanted to just give ice cream to the kids. So that's what they did. I don't know. In theory. That is what the legacy of them became. And then now we have ice cream trucks. Parks, monuments, schools. Like there's legacies for different things. And they're named after people. So even after they're gone, they're still being remembered through these things that are established today. I ain't gonna say all of them. Some of them I would definitely take down, given the fact that there's a whole lot of negativity around some of these people. But I don't own these things, so I'm just gonna focus on the positives, because Also, I got my teeth whitened, y'all. I went to Smile Glow Teeth Whitening. Feel free to take a screenshot. Hopefully it'll let you screenshot it. Just tell Alexa sent you. But yeah, moving on. Just being able to help people, whatever your legacy, whatever it is that you want your legacy to be, work on that today. If you don't know what it is that your legacy is going to be, it's going to be tied to your purpose. And if you don't know what your purpose is, try different things. What is it that you can do that you can help other people with? Even if it's something small like baking, something like cooking or teaching. There's teachers that I have that they have a legacy of being good people and good teachers. Like it's teachers that I remember that were just phenomenal people. That's their legacy. And not only from me, but other people that actually had their classes as well. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up though, because I don't want to harp on it for too long. Your legacy is tied to your purpose. Your legacy is not your kids. Your kids are a part of your legacy, but you cannot control what your kids do. You cannot control what your spouse does. You cannot control what your significant other does. You can't control what your family does. Some people have great families that have a family legacy of doing certain things. And then you got certain legacies of families that did certain things. And it's just like, maybe y'all shouldn't have did that as a whole. Maybe one of y'all should have said, no, we ain't gonna do that. But it is what it is. So I'm gonna wrap this up. I want y'all to take care, be easy, be safe, and work on your legacy. It ain't gotta be nothing big. It could just be you being a good person. But that's it. Y'all take care.